Kensky and I were just talking about building emotional urgency during the sale. Okay, because if you feel yourself running into a lot of, I got to think about it, it could mean they don't trust you. A lot of times it just means that the emotional urgency isn't there for them to want to do it now. Okay, so there are a few ways to build emotional urgency to get them to want to do it now. One is to present the features in a way that demonstrates the advantages and benefits of each so that it solves a problem. And you have to help the client understand that the problem is way bigger than they than they think it is. You can find projected funeral cost charts online. It's in the Dropbox. I have them loaded up. And you can find life expectancy tables online as well. So if your client's 75 years old, you can go to a life expectancy chart, see how much longer they're going to live, and then you calculate it out in the projected funeral costs of that many years ahead of where they are now to see what the cost will be. Now, if they want a cremation, just divide it by 2, pretty much, okay? Unless they want a cremation with a viewing, and then it's very close to the same price minus the plot, okay? So, with that being said, give an example here. Woman 73, okay? 73-year-old woman, according to the actuarial table, will live another 13 years. Now, if they qualify for, that's average though. Average 73-year-old woman. That counts the people who have terminal cancer and the people who are like, eating vegetables for their entire life. So that means that if she qualifies for the preferred rate, a day one benefit, she's probably going to live longer than that, right? So say, look, you probably got another 15 to 20 years ahead of you, right? So if she's 73, to live to her 90s is not unrealistic. I mean, they have 100-year-old birthday cards at Walmart, at Hallmark for a reason, right? So she lives to 93. Say she lives 20 years, right? Right now, 2020, the average cost is $10,000 to $12,000 for a funeral. In 2040, it'll be $22,000 to $25,000 for that cost, based on the funeral projection charts that are online. Very easily, just Google projected funeral costs, and it'll come up. It's one of the first links. Okay, so take that chart and say, look, if you want some, so they're going to need $22,000 to $25,000 to cover a funeral in 20 years. So if she's 73, gets a day one coverage, she's going to need way more than the 10 to 12. 10 to 12 is baseline for if she dies tomorrow, right? And that only covers the funeral costs. So if she needs it for something else, like if she needs it for any, like if there's any other costs associated there, like if there's for instance, this, right? This is how you sell terminal illness benefit. Because when someone gets sick, there's a lot more involved than just, hey, I'm sick, right? So they have to go to the doctor a lot. Unless they're on Medicaid, there's going to be copays. Unless they have a Medicare supplement, which a lot of our clients don't have Medicare supplements. So there's going to be a lot more costs involved. They got to reach their deductible or whatever it is with Medicare. I'm not a Medicare guy. Ask someone else. But I know the medical expenses will go up, and there is some sort of cost sharing involved. So their medical expenses are going to go up. Not only that, their kids are going to have to take time off from work to take care of them. So that means their kids are going to make less money, and they're going to subsidize their parents' bills. So look, Miss Jones, unless you're your son or daughter, which they very well could be, but if they're like 99% of Americans and they're making less than $100,000 a year, how are they possibly going to save up the $22,000 to $25,000 for your funeral, plus the $10,000 to $15,000 in medical costs and all the other crap that comes with it? Like bare minimum to cover your stuff. So you're really looking at $35,000 to $50,000 in coverage to be like okay, right? Now, if you die prematurely, okay, well, your family gets a bunch of money. That's not a bad thing, right? It's not bad to give your family money, but assuming you live based on what the statistics are, which we all want you to live a good life here. If we thought you were going to die tomorrow, you wouldn't qualify for this policy anyway. You got to get to be okay. You'd be looking at $40,000 to $50,000. Now, everyone's finances are a little different, right? Not everybody can do that right away. But this just shows you how important it is to at least get something, because it's going to cost way, way more than you're thinking and you've probably ever thought it would cost. Go over the features and the benefits. Talk how the terminal illness benefit can have it advanced to them before they pass. If your policies have a nursing home rider on it, talk how that can help with subsidies. Some of them advance the full benefit in the nursing home. Talk about how the payout, how quickly the payouts are, right? Some companies pride themselves on how fast they pay out claims. Hey, if you pay within 24 to 48 hours of receiving the necessary paperwork, perfect. Talk about that, because hey, your family, the funeral director's not, they're not gonna tell your body to stop decomposing, It's the truth. They don't want their family to have to wait. Any of the other stuff, upsell them and tie it in to how every single time it solves a problem for them. All right, every single feature, every single benefit, it solves a problem. You got to build that urgency and that need. Like, so they're like, oh my God, why have I waited so long to do this? Like, this is a big deal, right? So we got to get them to do that. Best way to prep them is to get them happy and excited in the beginning, and then bam, hit them with that, and they're much more likely to not hit you with like the got to think about it, maybe, I don't know, yeah, it's not really a big deal to me, right? That's a lot of like, it's not important enough to me. Sometimes it's a financial thing, but a lot of times that's the issue. So we went over it today. I thought it was important to share. Thank you.